All right, welcome to Talking USFA with Kyle and Turts. I, of course, am Kyle.
I
Turts here
am
with
Turts.
So if you don't know what this is, back in the day when this league was first formed, Turts and I had a podcast. We only got a couple of episodes. I believe we only got 2 done before I retired from the league from a bit. And if you don't know who the 2 of us are, we are both original owners in the league, and Turts has stayed the entire time, and I have left and come back. And we are now reviving the podcast.
Yep.
So, yeah. We will likely be recording once every 1 to 2 months. We will not be recording much more often than that because we need some freshness from our questions. So let's get into our questions, starting with all the questions we have from First Fray. And since we only really had 2 people contribute, I'll actually roll together the other question we got because it fits pretty well. We had a question from Gold Knight, which was to say if there was to be a hypothetical USFA expansion, you could only pick 2, what cities would be getting teams? And I'm going to kind of pair that with First Fray's question, which is if you guys had free reign to add a new team to the league, what would the branding be? And I'm going to let you start off, Turts.
Okay.
With that one.
So, first team, I would probably put them in Vancouver just to kind of, it's another Canadian city. Got Toronto already. They're pretty close to you guys in Tacoma. Second, maybe Houston. Maybe, like, I don't know, bring back Oklahoma City Cyclones. Yeah. Vancouver, I don't know exactly what like the jerseys or the color scheme would look like, but I do like the Canucks from NHL. Their jersey, but I don't know, they probably would not be the exact same, but some kind of color scheme like that. And then Houston, I don't know, could be a nice astronaut stuff. They got can't be the Astros or the astronauts clearly, but do some cool little theming around that.
Yeah. Now we definitely need more teams out west. I think adding like a Hawaiian team, like you call them the Hawaiian Chieftains, whatever, and getting like a rainbow color theme would be sick as hell. And then I guess like a Salt Lake City or a Denver or just something that's out west kind of, but not super far out west, or even bringing back a team to Arizona, reviving the Rattlers would be really sick. And the reason I would say that is because then you could move Detroit back to the east, because there is no way Detroit should be a West Coast team. A Western Conference team, I should say.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because that would mean there'd be 2 expansion teams in the West and it'd be easier to get in the playoffs. Although that would be a nice bonus.
That would, in fact, be nice. Just make the East like impossible, like it was a while ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Other way
I mean, I wasn't there when we had all the rest of the expansion teams, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, that's how I would go about that. I think as well, maybe another team in California, because we only have the one right now, which is Huntington Beach. I think a Sacramento.
Sacramento, yeah.
Sacramento team could be sick. Bay Area, you could bring a team to Oakland since there's no longer an NFL team there. That'd be sick as hell. Yeah. There's actually a lot of potential cities that could get teams in the future. You could even do like a smaller city like Aurora, Colorado. Aurora's pretty nice, I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Turts? Any other cities that pop up to you that are like medium size?
I think Kansas City could be cool. Outside of just like, yeah, we have a direct rival, I guess.
Yeah.
Minneapolis would be cool.
Minneapolis might be nice. Um, I think a team in like Wichita, so there's like a proper Kansas team might be nice. Because I don't think Wichita or even like Omaha or something in like the dead center would be nice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, or you could even do something like Bismarck. I believe that's South Dakota, and then make a play on
Yeah.
words. Do something like the Germans or
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. And then so our next question. So season like 5-season outlook with St. Louis. How does that look for you? Like if
Yeah.
everything goes right.
So this season is still not. It's not going to be like a perfect season. Obviously, well, we already lost, but like, um, it's not going to be like the goal is to reach the playoffs, but I don't know if that'll happen.
Yeah, this season's tough. Just
Yeah.
like Huntington Beach and Detroit are going to be the top 2 teams in the West, I think.
Yeah.
And then probably Dallas. So it's a whole bunch of teams fighting for that 4th slot.
Yeah. Then second season, I hopefully get a good quarterback in the draft. If we don't, then
You don't
I guess
like the $20 million man, Dane Jones?
I like him, but I do not want to have $20 million on me the entire time.
Fair.
I could use that for other stuff.
If people actually knew that bidding process, it would be crazy.
Yeah, that was a little bit funny.
Yeah.
When was that? Like,
That was about a month ago, 3 weeks
yeah,
ago.
I think that New Jersey. It was New York.
It was Tampa Bay that was
Tampa, yeah, came in
it
and
was
offered like
driving it up.
30. Was it 30 million? Like
Uh,
stupid amount.
it got up near 30 million, I think, and then
Yeah, and then Tampa had to get their.
well, no, the new rule was introduced.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back season 2.
But yeah, draft quarterback, hopefully, and then bolster up our defense at least to be even better than it is. Hopefully, our people keep progressing a little bit. Then again, potentially make the playoffs, but I'm not 100% sure. Quarterbacks got to get really good. Not really good, but at least like passable. Um, so yeah, hopefully make the playoffs season 2. Season 3 is when I really hope to have things going by. Be probably comfortably in the playoffs, and then have a contender going. Just and continuous, probably keeping our people around that are pretty cool, and then letting the other people walk, and then go on with what we're doing in the draft. Just get get a good defense going. Get some good people on offense. We have the offensive pieces. We have Mamie. Uh we have cane seed, maple bacon, with maple bacon. We got currently Dane Jones, but whatever quarterback we end up with, even our inactive dudes are pretty good. Like Phenom Chisholm.
I mean, like
His
Jim
his
Carr
speed is
is
insane.
not. He has like 650 applied points, and he's serviceable.
Yeah,
He isn't perfect, but he's serviceable for now.
serviceable.
Yeah.
And season 4 and 5 hopefully are just contention years. I can't predict things clearly, like what exactly is going to happen, but I hope for a championship at that point. I'd hope for some success, at least one championship in that time frame. But can't really can't exactly like be sure on it, but I feel pretty confident that we can get there in 5 years if everything goes to according to plan.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my outlook is very similar to yours. I think both of our teams are in very similar positions as of right now. See, like next season or two, I don't think we're strong playoff contenders, but I think we have the draft picks and we should be able to build this team back up, starting with the defense. Season 3 is iffy, and the only reason I say that is because the league is kind of screwed for these next couple years, because Huntington Beach has 6 first-round picks next year, or the next draft.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Honestly,
Yeah, half the first round is
yeah,
just Huntington Beach draft picks. So that's going to be fun. Uh, I guess the nice thing about that, and that's the only thing I'll say, it's likely that at least one quarterback is going to fall to one of us, even if we don't get
yeah,
first or second overall picks, because Huntington Beach does not need a quarterback.
yeah.
Uh,
Let me look at
but
the draft actually.
I like my belief has always been you build in the trenches first. You got to build up your defensive line. Then you got to build up your skill position players. And then when everything's set up, you bring in that number one QB. And so that's generally the plan for the next several seasons. And I would, if everything goes perfect, back-to-back championships in season 4 and season 5. That's
Hopefully
my
we
2 cents. I mean,
yeah,
at least we're not I don't think New Jersey has great outlook for the next couple seasons. If I'm
yeah,
being honest, they have like 2 draft picks next year, and then the team's not doesn't have really much talent right now, and their owner left, which actually segues perfectly into one of my questions that I wrote down. What are your thoughts on the JoJo situation?
oh my gosh. I am not super kept up on this, but so you let me in again on what happened.
Well, my understanding is he was the one who originally created New Jersey and then just kind of disappeared early on. And
Oh yeah,
he came back this season to take New Jersey back, and then he disappeared week 1.
yeah. I remember that. How did you say that? I forgot at least what his name was. I remember that happening. Um, yeah. I don't. I mean, it's clearly not on purpose. Like he's probably got something going on. But
Yeah, sure,
like
but like
yeah.
at
I
this
mean, I
point,
don't.
it's 2 strikes. You kind of want to just like he is
Fool
just
me
banned from ownership because you can't commit to coming back and being an owner and then just leave and not tell anyone.
in the words of George Bush. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Good old George. All
Yeah.
right. So here's another first fright question, which I think is a little bit of a lighter subject. What's your favorite active player name in the league?
I'm gonna be a little bit. Actually, no. 420 blunt smoke. I drafted him. He's on like Tampa, not Tampa, somewhere else now.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
signed as an IA this
Toronto?
last year, I believe.
Yeah, that is my current favorite name
Yeah, that's
outside of my own.
definitely up there for me. I kind of really like what's his name? Guy on Tampa Bay now. X-Pac. That is
Oh,
just a solid name for especially for a corner.
yeah.
Yeah. He's really
I
solid. Um way overpaid but really solid. There's
yeah.
no reason why a player that's not a quarterback and isn't active should be earning 15.5 million. Crazy. All right. Okay. Current power rankings for you. And I think the first two or three are kind of a given in whatever order you want to do them.
Yeah, so Huntington Beach I think is fair to put first.
Yeah.
Then Toronto. Then I I'm gonna say Detroit. Could be
I think
Charlotte,
I think those
but
three teams have been the most impressive through the first 2 weeks.
yeah. And then Charlotte coming in at 4. Um, Probably Anchorage 5
Oh, Anchorage 5, not Dallas?
now.
Wow.
Dallas, Dallas 6.
Not a big
I'll
fan of the
say
awards darlings.
I'm not. What am I on? 6? New
Yeah.
York
Or I guess
or
7 would be New York.
7?
You
7,
just
yeah,
said
New York.
Dallas is 6.
Yeah. 7. I'd say us, St. Louis.
Sure.
9. Uh, say probably Pittsburgh. Then Tacoma, New Jersey, Tampa is what my list would be.
Hmm. Interesting. I would honestly have to disagree with you on Pittsburgh at least. I feel like Pittsburgh, like, they've got a really solid roster. You know, you got starting quarterback, two really good running backs, solid wide receiver, and just a decent defense. I wouldn't call it a great defense, but it's a decent one. Like, but that's about all I disagree with. And then I put Tacoma a little higher, of course, but I'm biased. So
Just a little bit.
yeah, just a bit. So that's I would, and then I'd probably also put Dallas a little higher, probably 5 or 4. I think they're better than how they played the first 2 weeks, but I would agree they're not. I think the top three are kind of in a different league, I guess, relative to the rest of the league.
Yeah.
So, okay. Um, what's your most memorable win?
Memorable win, probably.
Yeah.
That's tough. Um, Probably winning season 3 championship could be. I mean, memorable. I think would be actually uh, the. I think it was season 6, 7. First one we had Madden on. You weren't here for it, but
And I wasn't
winning
here
the
for like all of the seasons other than season 1 and a little bit of season 2.
yeah, but yeah, switching to switching to switch after year after switching to Madden. Um, it was like the Western Conference East. Were we in the East at that point? I don't remember. We beat Charlotte, who I did not expect to beat, and then we played Tacoma in the United Bowl and won. We got kind of lucky, I think, because Tacoma
Yeah.
beat Huntington Beach.
Yeah,
I think
you said season 1?
No. Season 6.
Yeah, because I thought, season 1 I think was Huntington Beach Tacoma in the championship.
Yeah. So this is like the first year we had conferences, and so Tacoma and Huntington Beach got to beat each other up in the Western Finals, and then I'd say that championship was most memorable.
Yeah, I would say for me it's easy because it's the first championship. Although a close second is winning getting the second overall pick, just ahead of you after season 0, so I could draft the only like great quarterback in that draft class.
I will have you know that I won a championship with that quarterback anyway. So
Yeah, but
what's up?
I wasn't there. If I had stayed there, that team probably would have remained together a little bit longer.
Didn't you trade?
Dude,
Didn't
I
you
left
trade?
after season 1. I don't think I made any trades.
Maybe it wasn't you. I don't know.
I think the only trade
Thought
I
it was
made
you.
was I think I traded with you to trade up with some of my draft picks from the next season, so I could get more players. And I think that's
You
the only
weren't
trade I
here.
made.
You weren't here for the absolute finessing of Charlotte that I did. It was like,
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about the
yeah,
trade that you got a rule put in the rule book because you traded your players and then retired them?
that was with Tacoma. That was a different one.
Oh,
That was Al My Back, the safety. I traded for a first and a second, and then retired.
Jesus.
The year I think it was the season after that.
That's
I
just
traded.
sad, man.
I got. I had some random inactive linebacker, and then Charlotte was in the thing hey, I need a linebacker. So I messaged him, and I was thinking of the one thing that was in
Jesus.
negotiation or whatever, and it was we'll start really high, and then you'll get higher than you expected. So then I said 2 first round picks, and he just straight up said yes.
Yeah,
So
some of these owners and GMs shouldn't be allowed to be
this
an
was
owner or
season
GM.
3.
This
He was
is
probably
this is
younger than me.
malpractice.
He was probably younger than me at that point, and I was 14.
No, the whole draft picks, I didn't look through all of it, but it is insane to me that Huntington Beach has what? Their own first, New Jersey's first, Charlotte's first,
So I have it pulled up.
Anchorage's first,
Oh, you're
and
in there
New
too.
York's first, and their own.
Yeah.
That is 5 first round picks. And then they have 3 seconds. That is some of these GMs should be sued for malpractice. And that's where I'll end that.
Yeah. I I have Dallas's and mine, and then second round, Charlotte and Dallas. So I think Huntington Beach has their second. I don't know how they got that. I don't even remember.
I believe I have all of my picks from this year plus a third from Toronto. Oh, not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're running out of time, but we can answer just a few more questions. And here's a little bit of a hard hitting one. If you could change one thing about the league, what would it be?
Um, Probably just a little bit more activity than is in here. if it could, I don't know if it's as active as it used to be, like a
Yeah.
while ago. But
I
like,
would
get better.
definitely say greater, at least greater talking with players about how to get active and involved, and because it would be nice to
Yeah,
actually see some articles posted, and it would be
yeah,
nice to see maybe another podcast from someone else or more people than just Stacks. And that is changing now, but more people than just Stacks on the Twitch channel.
yeah.
And I
I
think
mean,
that
I
would
remember.
help user retention, which I think is the
Yeah,
other bigger problem.
it'd also be better or nicer to be able to get people, um, get more people to become active from the UCFL to here,
Yeah,
because the way it is now, it's like if we have 50 people in a class, we'll wind up with like 5 pretty active people for like a season, and then it becomes like 2 permanently. And even then, I
I
don't even know how
definitely
active that is.
I definitely agree that I think the biggest problem facing the league right now is user retention. Because
Yeah,
if we're being honest, there's like 4 or 5 users that really keep the league running, and then probably another 10, 20 users, maybe 30, that are fairly active. And then there's the rest, which, some of them are active, some of them aren't.
yeah.
So, all right. We are basically done. Let's just answer about 2 more questions, and I'll roll them into one so that we can finish up quicker. Your favorite snack while watching USFA games and the NFL teams that you support. It can be more than one.
Okay, so gotta go with Monkeys. Those were pretty good. Um, Not really that spicy. I don't care what people say. They're not. And then favorite or NFL teams, Chiefs, um, to a point, Packers. Um, I got a lot of friends that are Packers fans, and I have no other reason to dislike them. So I
Sure.
keep up with them a little bit.
Sure. All right. I mean, I guess what I would say favorite snack. I mean, Stacks probably wants me to say Dubby, but I've never had Dubby, so I couldn't tell you. So I guess I will say a big bowl of. You ever see that like caramel popcorn? That's my
Oh
favorite
yeah, I
snack.
think I have some out there actually.
Yeah, like it's a
The
mix of caramel and cheddar popcorn. That's probably my favorite snack while watching
the
anything.
mix.
Yeah,
That's even better, honestly.
yeah. And then it may come as a surprise to someone that made a team in Tacoma, but I am, of course, a Seahawks fan. Uh, and then other than the Seahawks, I kind of support the Ravens and the Chargers just because they're weird and I like it. The Ravens pull off that uniform combo really well. I feel bad about the Chargers leaving San Diego. And Justin Herbert seems pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is the first episode of Talking USFA with Kyle and Turts Revival. Thank you guys for listening. Uh, we will be back in a month or two.
Yep.
See ya.